Hi, welcome to Widescreen Logic. I'm Josh Weber. Today we're going to be talking about the biggest reveals of the latest episode of the new hit show on Showtime, YELLOWJACKETS. I'm about as late to the game as it gets on this, but I'm sure there are plenty of other people out there that haven't gotten around to it all yet, so maybe at some point y'all will catch up with me and see this. I might also go back and do all the previous episodes as well at some point, because although this show has had season 2 renewal, I wouldn't be surprised if we're waiting until 2023 before it comes back. The writer's room has either not yet convened or is just beginning at this point, so just logistically speaking, I'd say the very best case scenario, probably December this year for a premiere. And that would be assuming that everything goes off without a hitch. But knowing the kind of wrenches that have been thrown into productions in TV and film across the board with COVID, I'm not going to hold my breath there. For now, I'm happy that YELLOWJACKETS has found an audience and that next Sunday's episode won't be its last. I'm assuming that if you found this, that you have actually watched the episode, so if you haven't caught up yet, get on it. I am diving straight into the biggest reveals, and I'm not going to be doing much summarizing of the episode as a whole, so you have been warned. So, Adam is not Javi, despite there being all these signs in the narrative pointing to that being a strong possibility. I'm glad that that wasn't the case. The biggest hurdle for me on this was feeling like there was simply no way Shauna would be so clueless as to who he was. You spend 19 months seeing the same faces day in and day out. I don't think 25 years could completely wipe that from your memory. The moments leading up to Adam's death by knife through Shauna, however, have made me rethink who might be the Antler Queen. Up to this point, there's been a lot pointing to Lottie being that hair that bears the crown of antlers, but with the flashbacks that were occurring with Shauna as she held the knife in her hand and was about to stab Adam, I'm now wondering if maybe in fact she surprises us all and becomes the leader of one of the cannibalistic clans. Yes, you heard me, clans, plural. The official Showtime synopsis uses that very alliteration, as much as I would love to claim it as my own. Also, there have been some leaks in the episode pics for the finale with what appears to be a table setting with meat that looks eerily similar to the flesh that we saw in the premiere. The girls appear to be conflicted about consuming it as well, so I'm thinking that this is where their descent into cannibalism may begin. There have been a lot of conflicts going on between various members of the team, but one that has been continuously simmering beneath the surface is that of Shauna and Jackie. So if I'm putting on my tinfoil conspiracy hat right now, I'm predicting that by the end of the finale, we're going to see the team split into a Shauna faction and a Jackie faction. Of course, I could be completely wrong and find that out on Sunday, so feel free to come back next week and tell me I was completely wrong on this, but for now, that's my prediction. We've finally also discovered our blackmailer, Jeff. Jeff, dude, why did you go and get involved with the loan sharks? Shauna asks him why he didn't just tell her the truth, and he remarks that secrets are baked into every part of their relationship, so essentially why would this be any different? Jeff has made some dumb moves up to this point, but now I'm kind of pulling for him and Shauna at this moment. That could totally change depending upon what happens at Homecoming, but I kind of want them to hold on. He claims that he's paid the loan sharks off and that the conflict is all over, but I also don't know if we can be completely sure about that just yet. There have been speculations on the internet that the cannibalistic days of the YELLOWJACKETS also may not be entirely behind them. And despite Misty having the skills she does, I wouldn't be surprised if when they all go into Adam's apartment, they decide that butchering him up will be easier than just disposing of his body somewhere. And I know, this sounds incredibly dumb to a certain degree. Why would you do that instead of just bury the body? Because now that will risk them being caught eventually by the police. But if the police can't find the body because it's been packaged and stored and partially consumed, maybe it gets stored in Misty's freezer in the basement if she has one. may not be a terrible solution, just saying. I'm also predicting that Jessica Roberts, the fake reporter who Misty has been holding hostage, is not going to make it through the finale. After everything that Misty has been through with Shauna, Taissa, and Natalie, especially Natalie with the cocaine, I have a hard time believing that she's going to do a tell-all just for the book deal. I suppose it could be a big threat heading into season 2, but right now I'm having a hard time seeing it. I'm also hoping with the next episode that we'll have the opportunity to see some more adult Yellowjackets, that we might get to see an adult Van, Scars and all, or maybe even an adult Jackie off in the distance. There's been some evidence to suggest that perhaps Jackie didn't die in the wilderness, but rather went off the grid after she was rescued. In any case, I very much think that there had to be more survivors aside from Misty, Shauna, Taissa, and Natalie, and Travis. What are your guys' theories for the finale? Let me know below in the comments what you think. I hope to have a finale reaction video up sooner than this one next week, but regardless, I think that we're going to be talking and discussing this series long after Sunday. This series has been so good at upending the script we think we're reading every episode, but not only that, there's just some really great acting across the board between both adult and teenage versions of Taissa, Shauna, Misty, and Natalie. I was happy to see Juliette Lewis this week, the actress who portrays Natalie, get on Twitter and answer some fan questions about the show. After watching her interview with Vulture and seeing her disappointment with the direction of Natalie by the end, it made me a little bit sad. Despite watching Natalie regress over the course of the season, there's never been a moment where I haven't been completely captivated by her performance. I would totally watch a spin-off of the show with just her as the lead, or even a team up between her and Misty. I think there's some potential there. But everyone here is solid. This has just been one of the most enjoyable shows to come along in a while, and I'm really glad that Showtime has been releasing these just week by week, letting the tension build and letting us all go off on conspiracy theories here. It's been really fun, and it's going to kill me, no pun intended, to wait until season 2 to do it again. So that's it for now. I'll catch up with y'all next week, and I can't wait to hear more from you guys. Thanks so much.